start the thing.
List is done, tuples, sets.
Yeah, list is done, tuple, sets, dictionary, and then I have some other things called functions, and then there is one more concept called modules. Okay, you need to understand. So let's quickly jump on to the launcher and start one notebook. Okay, tuple, right? So far we understood that. So list concept, one of the data structure called list, and then its properties or attributes and different methods what you need, right? So the similar concept, there is one more data structure called tuple in Python, which acts similarly list, but there will be a little bit of differences. Okay, only thing. So if you ask me in tuple also, it is ordered collection, ordered collection. Okay, and then the one thing was I told you lists are mutable, right? So these are immutable. When I say immutable, you can't change anything, right? So once the tuple is created, you can't change or you can't update any kind of elements in the tuple. Okay, but still there are some kind of a workarounds are there, but by default you can't update it, right? So these are almost similar to list, but their immutability makes them different. Okay, so these are the major things in interviews, right? So majorly people will ask what is the difference between list and tuple. Okay, so maybe I will add some kind of a note at the end of the tuple. Okay, while giving it to you as a reference, you can just practice, and you can also reference the online to see like more definitions. Right.
Okay.
So first thing, how to create a tuple. Right. So lists are created with a empty square braces, right? So in the similar way, we can create a tuple with parentheses, open and close parentheses. So this is called tuple. Okay. And then how do you know like whether this is a tuple or not? You just take that variable, put it in type function, it will give you what is the data. So it's nothing but class tuple. So which means that we created a empty tuple. Clear?
Okay.
So now, so let's try to create another tuple with any kind of a values. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So you can just create some number tuple like this. Okay. Sorry. So if so one thing was you can't directly create like this. Okay, list you can create, but you can't create directly like this. So
Okay.
you need to pass any kind of a list of values or like a dictionary of values. Okay, then only this entire thing will create as a tuple. Okay, let's say now if you want to see this is a type of tuple. Correct. So this is the one way. And then you can also create a mixed tuple like what we have in list, right? The same thing. So what you can do was you can create hello world and then maybe 3.14. Okay, let's say if I'm printing this. See, we can create it, right? So let's say how do you access it? Next thing is accessing. So you can access your list in a by index manner, correct? The same thing will applicable here also. Let's say if I am printing, sorry, if I want to access any kind of a second variable or like a this hello world, right? So hello world is present in a first index. I will just use like a first, and then I will get the index here, right? The similar similar to list, you can also access from a reverse side or like a background side. So you can get like a 3.13 here, right? You can also
Okay.
access slicing also. Let's say if you want to access 0 to 1, right? So you can get something like this here.
Okay.
Or let me give 0 to 2. You will get a first to end, right? So this slicing is nothing but start, end, and then you will have a step. Okay. So now let's say if you want to reverse this stuff, how do you reverse it? Similar to list. So you have a
210.
no. I want to reverse entire thing. You can also do this.
Okay.
So what I am doing, I did not specify start, I did not specify any end, and I'm iterating over reverse. That's called -1.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's try to see some of the tuple operations. So let's say you can also concatenate any kind of a two tuples. This is one tuple, right? And this is one tuple. Maybe if you want to concatenate or like add those two tuples into a single tuple, right? So then you can do and tuple equal to mixed tuple. You can just try it with a plus operation. Okay. Then your tuple will be concatenated to other. See? So now it was added. Clear?
Okay.
There is a one more operation you need to understand. Let's say you want to multiply your tuple. Let's say if I am doing this way into 3. So what it will do, the same tuple will be repeated 3 times. Clear? So one time, second time, third time. Okay? So this operation will let you know to increase your tuples by n number of times.
It prints 3 times the same.
Yeah, correct. So very important thing was, I told you, right, immutable of the tuple, right? So let's try to see what is immutable of the tuple. So in general, tuples are immutable, meaning that you can't change their names, you can't change their elements once they are assigned. Okay, let's try to see. Let's say I created a, I mean, in English you can change, right? That's what we saw previously. Let's say now I have mixed tuples here, correct? Or what? Let me see what is mixed tuples again. Yeah, I have mixed tuples. Let's say if I want to change my name here instead of hello world, right? So in list, what you can do, you can just access it with the index, and then you can update with whatever the name you need, correct? So now if I have, let's see, will it change or not? See,
It
tuple
doesn't.
object doesn't support item assignment, which means that you can't update it because tuples are immutable in the nature.
We
Clear?
can remove the name, like hello world, we can remove and we can just add Uday.
Uh, those things we can do. Okay, but there is a different workarounds as well, just to update, right? See that is you are doing an extra operation, right? You are removing and then you are adding,
Okay.
right? So that is possible. But
In the
let's
list,
try to
if
see.
we give the command which is given now, you can just add directly without removing and adding.
Correct. English you can do. So let's try to see some of the tuple methods. Okay. Let's say how do you access by index, right? So in list you have that function called index, right? Same thing. So let's say if you want to access what is the index value at third position, Okay, okay. Third is not there because 0, 1, 2. That's why it is throwing an error that index out of 3. Let's say if I am giving 2. Uh, it should give. Ah, so what it means was, so you can access a particular index value of an element. Okay, so now if you see here, you have value called 1, right? So it is presented index 0. That's
Index
one.
zero.
So you know the value, but you don't know the index value. Let's say if I'm giving hello world, right? So it is present at an index 1. Got it? In tuple, there is a one more method also called count. Okay. Let's say if I am writing count here, see, so it will print that. So it has like a how many times it is exist in the tuple. So it has only one time. Got it? So that way it will print.
Can
And
we
there is
use
a one.
the index and print it like the opposite of
Sorry.
can we use the index one like
Yeah.
index one
You,
means hello
correct.
world, right?
Yeah. So we were talking about this.
Yeah, yeah.
You can directly access it with
Okay.
the number if you know the index. So now there is a one more concept called packing and unpacking the tuple. Okay. What it means was, let's say you have some packed tuple here. Okay. So if I have the values like this. Okay. Now let me print. See here directly you it is I mean what you are doing, you are just keeping like this and then it is automatically bringing the tuple. So this is called packing. What you are doing was you are taking the elements and then you are just putting into the this variable. So automatically packing will happen and this is called packing tuple.
Okay.
Clear? Let's say if you want to unpack this tuple, right? So this is a package tuple, right? So from this, if you want to access the element, you can also do a comma, b comma, c, and then if you write like that, and let's say if I print a, I will get 1, okay, and if I print b, I will get hello world. If I print c, I will get 3.13, okay. So this is called unpacking a tuple.
Okay.
Unpacking a tuple. Clear? So these are the major things, and you can also have nested tuple like as we discussed in nested list, right? So you will also have nested tuple, a tuple inside a tuple, okay? Or like you can also create a multiple. You can also create a list inside a tuple also. That is also possible. So nested tuple, maybe I will show you here. Nested tuple in the sense like, so let's say you have a tuple here, and inside that maybe I have one more tuple, 1, 2, 3, right? I have also something like this, right? This is a nested tuple. You can also create another tuple called name type, right? So this is also possible. In list also you can do the same thing. Nested list, how you will create a nested list, just the same. So instead of this braces, maybe if I keep a square braces, so this is my squared. This is a list, right? Inside the list, if I can
Yes.
create a one more list, right? So these are all
Square
nested list.
braces.
And then this is a nested tuple. Clear?
Okay.
Then you might have asked me, how do I access? So how do you access your tuple? Tell me. By indexes, right? If I take 0, what it will give? It will give me 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
And if I want to access one more element inside the tuple, what I will, let's say if I want 2, so what it is, its index is
In
1,
the
correct?
index
So
zero, it again opens one.
Got it? So this is how you can access the elements inside a tuple. Let's say if you want to iterate over tuples, right? How do you iterate over? Iterate over nested tuples, right? Iterate
Okay.
over nested tuple. How do you iterate? Let's say for subtuple in nested tuple. Okay. Now what I am doing was I'm iterating over this type one, two, three. When I write like this, so I'm iterating over subtuple. But inside that I have one, two, three, all those things, right? I want to print those one, two, three also. Now I will go again, item in subtuple, print item, and maybe I will space. I will write some kind of a uh, delimiter or like a kind of a strings here so that it will be in a good readable format. And once one tuple is done, so I will just add a new line. Mm, Okay, so the problem is that if you see the nested tuple, we created like a one tuple here, but this is a only one variable, correct? So that's why it doesn't have any sub list or like a subtuple, right? That's why it is showing it. Maybe if we create one more tuple here, okay. So if I re-execute, it will come. Okay. So what it do was it will iterate our first entire thing. First element it picked, and again it went to inside for loop. Again it went to this tuple and print one, two, three, and came out of the inner loop, and then new line, and it went to the next step. It took the one, two, and then printed, and then next line, and then it took this one, and then it printed name Uday and ended. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the major things you need to understand with the tuples. So this basically, right? So these are all like very useful in many real world use cases. So where an immutable or like a ordered collection of items are required. Let's say sometimes you create a admin keys, or like sometimes you create a member IDs which you don't want to change across, right? And you don't want to give the permissions to change for anybody, right? In those cases, you can create a tuple data structure of the elements.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just check and see like some kind of a example. You can play around with some of the methods and all those things. Okay. Yeah, that's about the tuple. So now let's go into sets. Second. Create one more. Yeah, sets are all like it is also one of the inbuilt data type in Python. So used to store a collection of unique items. Okay, so and previously whatever tuple and tuple and list what we talked, these are all ordered items, correct? But these are unordered, which means that we don't know the order of this set. Okay, the elements do not follow any specific order, and it won't allow duplicates. This is one of the important thing you need to remember. It won't allow duplicates,
Okay.
and these are all useful for like any testing what you are doing, like membership test. Maybe sometimes if you do duplicate elimination, right? In those cases, you can use test operations, sorry, set operations. And maybe let's say if you want to perform any set union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, all these things what you learned in any basic maths, right? So what are the common elements, and if you want to combine both the groups, right? Those in those situations you can use the set operations or like a set data type. Okay.
Okay.
So now let me see how do you create a set. So create a set. Let's say if I am creating my set, and set will start and end with these curly braces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I am able to write something like this, it is a Python set. And now let me print, and I can also show you the type of the set. See, it is a class set.
Set.
Clear? And
Yeah.
you would have asked me how do I create a empty set. Empty set you can create in this way. There is a function called set. You can just create right like that, and maybe if you want to see my empty. Okay. Okay, I missed one more place. Yeah. Okay. So this is what the creation of the empty set. Right. You can also convert your list, or like you can also pass your list of elements to set also. Okay. So maybe list inside a set. Let's say if I am creating my set and set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Print. Yes. Okay. See, I am able to create a set here. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. And I told you, right, it doesn't allow any duplications. Let's say if I am creating this way, duplication test. If I add few more elements, 4, 6, 4, 10, 11, 20, I mean 21, again 1, right? So ideally list will create as it is. Tuple will create as it is, right? But now see what will happen. If I print, see, all the duplications were automatically removed and then it gave the unique element. Okay.
Okay.
This is one of the very useful thing. Let's say sometimes when you have a duplicates in your set, right? What do? You will just convert your set to a set, and then automatically the duplicates will be removed.
Uday, I have a doubt.
Ah,
Here we have used the flower braces, right? In the first one, create a set.
correct.
And the empty set, we are using some different braces.
Right.
But in the print, we are getting the flower braces again.
Ah, correct. That's what. See,
That's the
this this is just to create an empty set.
okay.
Empty set, right? So always, if you remember in tuple, what we remember, let's say t equal to tuple, you can create an empty tuple with this one, correct?
Mm.
So you can also create an empty set with this one. But you need to create some empty tuple, empty set, right? In that case, you can use this set operation.
Even in the list in the set, don't we use the flower braces after the set?
Flower bases after the set.
Like list inside a set. The 10th one. 10th one.
This what you are doing was you have a list and you are converting that list into a set. See, this is your list, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's the list, yeah.
Yeah, what I am doing here, what I was saying here was I can also keep a list inside a set. Sorry, not inside a list. I'm saying that here I'm converting my list to set. So in that case, you can just use this function and then you can update it.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I haven't tried this one. Let's try this one. Maybe I usually follow. Okay, it's a different. Correct. It's a dictionary, so you can't create with the curly braces. Okay. So
Okay.
you have to create an empty set with using only functions. unlike like previous list and tuples we can use with the symbols, right? So over here we don't have that operation. Okay, so now let's talk about like some basic operations. Let's say if you want to add any kind of a number, right, to existing set, you can just use like add function and again add. Now if I execute, see 7 was added. And then if you want to remove any elements, how do you remove? You can just use the remove function here. And then let's say 3, automatically it will be removed. Okay, got it?
Got it.
Yeah. So maybe if you, I mean, there is a method called pop method, right, in list. What it did, so it will remove and return the element, correct? The similar way, here also we have like a pop method. My set dot pop,
Dot.
and then let me print that what is the element that it removed. Element and print again the set. See, it remove the element first element. Pop method will remove the first element here, but in the list it is the last element in the list. Okay, so it removed here and then return the remaining list. So in here also you have like a clear method which will remove all the elements of the set. Okay.
Okay.
See, it is an empty set, so which means that it removed the entire thing. So there is one more thing was like you can also do set operations. Let's say
In the pop braces, can we use any number like 4? Pop 4 means it deletes 4.
no. For that you directly have remove function. Huh?
Okay. We
You don't
can't
need
keep
to.
anything in the pop.
Sorry.
It just deletes the first one, right?
Yeah, pop is nothing but it will delete the topmost element
The first index one.
by directly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can also let me check. How do you, yeah, I think it doesn't have any parameters also. So it just return and remove the arbitrary setting. Arbitrary.
Okay.
So now let's say you have you just want to see like whether a particular element is exist in your set or not, right? So sometimes what you can do was you can also create like this. Let's say if I have my set and if you want to test whether element 10 is present in my set or not, you can just write like this. 10 in my set. See, it is present, so that's why it is written. So these things will be useful when you want to write if clauses or like a conditional statements, right? So in those cases, it will be useful. Let's say if I'm writing 11, 11 is not present, that's why it is written in false. Clear?
Yes.
Now let's see like some mathematical operations. Let's say I have set 1 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 5, 6, 7. 1 second. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So in general, right, so in maths, you have that union operation, right? You can just combine those two sets. The same thing, how do you perform? So here, you can just use set 1 dot union of set 2. Okay, here the parameter set 2. and then you can assign to the union set, and I can print it here. See, it removed all the duplicates and it printed the unique elements of the both the sets. It's called unique. And now let's say if you want to print intersection. What is intersection? Nothing but common elements. Set one intersection, set two. Okay, so the common elements are 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is how the operation. Let's say if you want to print the difference, right? What is the difference operation? It is nothing but it will remove the duplicates and print the unique element from the first set. So that we call set difference. Set 2. Default set 1, 2, 3. So just remove those unique intersection elements in the second set and remove the first set element.
And displace first.
Yeah. So this is about the some of the mathematical operations, and then we also have like a there are two other methods we need to understand. Let's say let me create other two sets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now if you see the set 2 is a subset of the set 1, correct? So how do you know that? So there is an operation and use subset. Is subset of set 2. Sometimes you can just wanted to know these two are like subset or not, right? Set 1 is not a subset in the set 2, but set 2 is a subset of
set 1.
Right? So this is how you can do it. So now what is a set 1 basically? Set 2 is a subset of set 1, but set 1 is a superset of set 2, correct?
Yeah.
That's normal in any mathematics in physics we can understand, right? So now how do you know whether this is a superset or not? There is a function called is superset. Okay. Sorry, let me write set 2. Yeah. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is about the main thing. So if you ask me some examples, so basically what people will ask was, let's say they will ask count the unique words in the text or like in the list, right? So this is typical an interview question. So say, so what? Let me write something like this. So in this class, we are discussing about sales. Now, how many unique words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? So, first thing was there is a one function called. First thing you need to divide the sentence into a different words. What is that? How do you in general you will remove? So I mean in general you will divide that is with a space. Correct? So there is a function called split method. So this method automatically remove with the by default delimiter, which is nothing but space. You can also specify explicitly the delimiter as well. Let's say if you have comma separated, or like if you have some other delimiter in between the words, right? You can specify those also. But if you did not specify anything, then by default it will remove from the based on the space. Okay. Now if I print words, so let's see. See, it is a list of words from the sentence. Correct? Yeah. So now what you need, you don't know, right? See, these are like a just words, but you don't know how many unique, how many unique words are present. How do you do? You can just convert this list to set. Automatically, your duplicates will remove and you will get unique values, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say maybe I will write that we were discussing about the sets. Uh, Sets are useful for removing duplicate elements, right? So see, now if you see, okay, let me remove this. See, we have like a
Two
two same
sets.
values. Yeah, but now how do you remove that? You can just pass quotes. See, your entire duplicate was removed. Is the only one thing, right? Now, if somebody was asking what is the length, how many words, he asked how many words, right? So what you can do was there is a one function called len. So it just let you know the length of the entire set or like a list or like any tuple. You can use for tuple also. You can use for list also. It's nothing but 30.
13.
Yeah. So this words is a type of list, right? Correct. So now I can also use the same here. Length of words. Now I will get 14. Sorry, 15. How come 15? Mm, are there any two duplicates? This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
It's
12, 13.
15.
But how come here 13? One duplicate only we have, right? How many duplicates? Okay, we have one more duplicate
R,
R.
R, R.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so this is about the basic set operations. Any doubts?
No.
Okay, now let's go for one more concept called dictionary. This is also one of the very important. Okay, so dictionary. A dictionary is nothing but it's a unordered collection of items. Okay, so dictionary is also one of the unordered collection of items, but the data will be stored in a key value base. Okay, right here, unordered collection of items, but data is stored in key value base. Right. So keys must be immutable, right, and unique. Let's say example, we can give the string value, we can give the numbers, we can give any entire tuple as a key also. Okay, but values can be any type. Values can be any type. Okay, so this is a basic some kind of things you need to note down or like remember about the dictionary. So how do you create an empty dictionary? Right? So creating empty dictionary. So it's just nothing but you can use some curly braces. So it will create an empty dictionary. Let's see what is the type of it. Clear?
Yeah.
You can also create with a function also. Let's say if I want to create empty dictionary with dict. Okay, you can also create like this. Okay,
Okay.
you got empty. Also, did I tell you, you also have list method also. In list also you can create this empty list. Okay, you can create anything. Yeah, so now let's create some sample dictionary. Sample dictionary. So let's say I have a student dictionary. Okay, so the student, I have name, and then maybe I will write some X, Y, Z, and then age I will write and some 18, and then I will write some grade, let's say 24. Okay, so this is the format. Okay, so what I did here, if you see, I created a key comma value. We call this is a key, and then you will separate it with a colon and then the value corresponding to the key. Great. So this is a typical dictionary format. So let's say if I create student, see, I'm able to print it. And if you want to see the type of it, whether this is a dictionary or not, then I just use this one. Okay. Any need of so and now you see here I told you keys must be unique, right? Let's say what will happen if you create a same key with a different value, right? Let's say if I'm creating a name here, okay, and then if I create a 24 here, okay. So now what will happen was the let's say if I want to print if I print this one, so my name will be updated to the most recent value. Okay, what is the most recent value here?
24.
Yes. Okay, this is one of the interview question. You
Okay.
need to remember. What we'll ask first, what if I create a duplicate key with a different value? Then you must say that it will be updated with the recent most value. Okay.
Okay.
People will ask like whether duplicate keys are possible or not. Usually you can say that no, but yeah, you can also create it, don't throw any error. But if you create it will the key will be updated with the recent most value. Okay.
Okay.
Now accessing the elements. How do you access it? The typical, I mean, the accessing of the this dictionary, right? You can just access with your keys. You know the keys, right? So because I told you it is a unordered list. Sorry, not unordered list, unordered collection of items. Okay, we always speak in terms of items. Okay, you can just access student. Let's say if I am creating again this one because on the above maybe I overwritten the key. So now let's say if you want to access name, you can just use the dictionary name and then maybe you can pass the corresponding key. You will get it. XYZ.
Next.
So similarly, great. Okay. So this is how you can just access. You can also use some inbuilt method which we call as a get method. That's a student dot get. Okay. You also get second. It's just like yeah. You can also get like this. Clear? So let's
Clear.
say there's a one more thing with the get method was let's say you if I want to access the element, sorry, the key that is not available in the dictionary, you will get a null here. Okay. And then if you want to print, let's say if the key is not present, I want to print key is not available. Then I can use this method. Okay. Done.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try to understand modification of dictionary. How do you modify? You want to change the age to some other value. How do you modify? Student, I will access that age and then maybe I will update to 27 and then I will, okay, and then maybe I will print it. Done, I updated. So like this you can update any kind of a value. Now, how do you add any key value, right? Let's say if you want to add some kind of a other country name or something. I will just simply add student, country, and India. Right, I can just print it here. Student. Yeah, see, my new key value page was added automatically. How do you delete entire key value? Sorry, key value page. Delete key value page. Right. So there's a keyword called del, delete. Let's say if I want to delete student grade, you can just do this. Print student. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the operations or attributes you can think. Now there are some dictionary methods you need to remember. Okay, these are most useful while you are iterating over any dictionary or like you are trying to access anything in the real world. Okay, these are useful. Let's say you want to access only keys from your dictionary, so you can just use keys function. So if I print, see, it will return all my keys. Okay, name, age, country.
Okay.
If I want values, you can use values, values, values. Got it? Let's say if I want to get all the list of key value pairs, access values, access key comma value pairs, all, right? So there is a function called items. Okay, so see, you will be accessing at a or like a key value pair level. Done.
Okay. Then.
So this is this is about some of the methods. So let's say there is a one more concept you need to understand was shallow copy or like a deep copy. Okay, so shallow copy. Let me write the example and then maybe I will explain better. Okay, so let's say if I am creating a student copy with the student, I am assigning another copy, and then if you see both the things will have like a same data, right? So both the things have the same data. Let's say if I update my student this one, okay, at least I'm updating, let's say ABC, and if I am printing again both, let's see what will happen. See, both are updated, correct? So this is called shallow copy. Okay,
Okay.
now if you don't want to update your this one, right? So student
The
copy, if you
second.
don't want to update, you can use like there is a method called copy. Okay, so you can use that one. Let's say if I am doing in this way, student dot copy, right? So instead of just assigning the value, if I am using a copy method, so what it will do was, let's say if I am doing here, and then if I am printing copy one, see now it is exactly same. Let's say if I am trying to update again ABC to XYZ, right? And now let's print again. See, this time it was not updated. Got it? So this is the difference. So this we call as a shallow copy and deep copy. What is the difference and all they will ask. Just try to remember this.
Okay.
Now, how do you iterate over dictionary? Iterate over dictionary, right? So you can just iterate for keys in, let's say, student dot keys. If you want to get only one key at a time, then I want to click, you can just do that. Yeah, and then the one extra place is there. See, you can access like this. If you want to iterate over any values, how do you do that? You can just replace this with values, value, value. Clear?
Okay.
If you want to iterate over items, enter key comma value. So we have key comma value, and you can just print f string. I'm using f string because I told you, right, f string is very useful when you want to write readable print statements. You can just add these things, protections, done. Right? I'm iterating over each key value pair, getting key and value, hitting it. So you can also create nested dictionaries. How do you create nested dictionaries? This is my students dictionary. Let's say currently I have only one student, right? So I can keep one student here. Again, I will put comma. Maybe I will write ABC and same thing. Done. So this is my nested dictionary. One second. Um, Sorry. So this dictionary must be assigned to some key, right? Yeah, one second. This is related to student one, right? Yeah. So now student two, right? Yeah. So this data is related to student one. This data is related to student two, right? So like that. So now if I print this one, you will get an entire nested dictionaries. If you want accessing the nested dictionary elements, how do you get? Let's say if I want ABC value. So first I need to go, I need to ask student 2, right? And then from student 2, I need to call name key. Then I will get ABC. Got it? So this is how you have to access the next dictionaries. And you also have like a dictionary comprehension. Like in list comprehension, you have list dictionary comprehension as well, right? So let's say I'm just creating over 5 values rating, and I want to increase each of. I mean, I just want to do power operation. Okay, so I will do some power operations here, and you might have asked me if I create this one. This is my list, correct? But for dictionary, you mandatory need some kind of a key value pair. So I'm creating a key with the x value, and then the value corresponding value is nothing but its power. So now I can create like this. So this is way of writing dictionary comprehensions.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say maybe let me give you one practical or like a one small example what you may get in interview or like some small thing like you need to understand. So they will ask like use a dictionary to count the frequency of elements in the list. Let's say you have a numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, something like this. Okay, so they want to count each of the value, how many times it is appeared. So 1 was appeared 1 time, 2 was appeared 2 times, 3 was appeared 1 time, 4 was appeared 2 times, 5 to 6 1, right? That is what they need. So how do I do that? So first thing, I will create a one empty dictionary here. Okay, what I am trying to do here was I will take that value as a key. Okay, this one as a key, and I will update the corresponding count as a value. Clear?
Okay.
So how do you do that? Once again. So you can just for number in numbers, right? I'm iterating to each of the element 1 time, and if number in frequency, if it is already present, what I need to do was I need to take that value frequency of number and I just have to update it. Okay, like the value if it is there, then I will increment my count. If not, frequency of number equal to 1. That's it. And now you can just print frequency. 1 second, spelling mistakes I believe. Yeah, see, now I got a key value pair of the count. So 5 was appeared 2 times, 4 was appeared 2 times, 1 was appeared 1. and the corresponding elements. Any doubts?
No doubts.
Yeah. So if you want to merge any two dictionaries into like concatenation, what we discussed in tuple, right? So here also, let's say if you want to merge two dictionaries into one, you can use, let's say, dict1 equal to a1, then b2. Okay. And I have one more dictionary called dist2c. This is t. How do you do that? So we can just use a curly brace here, double quotation, double stars, dict one, and pass double star dict two. Okay, and then this is your
Much.
merge dict. Print. Okay, clear.
Okay.
So this is how you can do merging operation. One second. Yeah, you can also do any. I mean, let's say if you have three dicts, or like a three dictionaries, you can also pass one more dictionary here and so on, as long as you have any number of things. There will be other operations also. You can use update also instead of this way, but I feel like this is a very easy way in writing in single way. Let's say if you want to use update operator, what you have to do was you have to create a sum. Let me write here. Merged first, you need to write empty here. Okay. First, you need to merge dot update dict one, and then again you need to merge dot update dict two. It's a sequential update. Okay, what it will do was it will update in sequence. Clear? So this is about the dictionaries. So let's jump on to concept called functions. What is the time? Oh man, we already ended up the time. Okay, let's quickly discuss something about the functions. So today I won't discuss maybe lambda and other things. It will take some more time. Yeah. I will just give you what exactly the functions,
Okay.
and I will wrap it up. Yeah. So in general, in any programming language, a function is nothing but a block of code that you want to perform for a specific task. Okay. In the book of definition or example, a block of code to perform a task. This is called function, right? So what is the use of these things? So this will use functions are useful for organizing the code, modularizing it, reusability, a main thing called reusability, improve readability. Okay, when you write like the code inside in a methodic way or like a function, people will also call this as methods also. Okay, don't confuse with different names. A function or like a method is same. If somebody was saying method or all this. Okay, these are the basic things you need to remember. Now let's see what is the syntax. We have a keyword called def. So function will always start with a def keyword def. You can
Okay.
name the function. You can give the name and followed by this open and close parentheses, and then you will have like a colon here, and you can also pass any parameters here. These parameters is optional, and you can pass. I mean, you can just hit the enter. So when you hit the enter, it is coming inside the thing and it is going a tab space. This is called indentation. That's we already discussed previously. And then you can also write some doc string. What is a doc string? A doc string is nothing but it's a definition or like a what exactly that function be. You can write in a some document way. Okay, that's called doc string here, and you will also have function body. When I say functional body, you will just have like a some whatever the code you want to execute, you can write here, right? And then function will, another thing was you will have like a return. Return in the sense like what you want to send out of the function. This is also an optional. Okay, return is always an optional. These are the basic syntax of writing function. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So now if I execute, it was successfully executed. Okay. It did not throw any error, even there is no code, right? This expression is not there. So when it will throw the error, whenever if I call this function, see, I'm writing this, I'm just writing the function with some data, some block of code and all. I'm not calling it. So the function execution will happen only when the calling happened. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, if you ask me why I need functions, right? Let's say if I'm using number equal to 24, and I want to see like whether it is a even or odd, right? So if num 24, in general, if I don't have a function concept, I will write something like this, correct? Print number is even, else print number is odd, correct? So this is what we will do. But let's say if I want to test another number, 25, or let's say if I want to test another number, 65, right? So every time you need to change the number, right? So instead of this one, what if I use some reusability of the code? That's where you will get a function of the name called functions. Okay. What I will do
Okay.
was I will just write a function called event or odd, correct? And then I will pass the number here, and I will just wrap all those things inside this thing. Keep some indentation, restrict it. Now what I can do, I can simply call this one, whatever the number you need, you can pass it. 24, 23, like this. Okay.
Okay.
This is with one parameter. Let's say if you want to see function with
Multiple
multiple
parameters.
parameters. Let's say if I want to add some two values, def add a comma b. I'll just again just return a plus b.
A plus B.
Now we can call that 2 comma. Okay. This is what. And function will also have like some default parameters, right? So this currently you are passing the parameter. If I did not pass and call, see, it will throw error. What it is saying, it is missing two required positional arguments A and B. So it is expecting mandatory you to pass the values of A and B. Okay. So
Okay.
this call mandatory parameters or positional parameters. So function will also have a default parameters. When I say default parameters, let's say I will change this with this value. A equal to 2, B equal to 2, sorry, B equal to 3. So now if I call this with 4 comma 6, it will return 10. Okay, if I call directly without any parameters, what it will do was it won't throw error this time. What is happening was it is assuming that there is no value that was passed from the user. I can use my default
Default
parameter,
value.
default value. Okay, that's a concept called default. Clear?
Yeah.
And there is one more thing called, you need to understand, variable length argument. What are variable length arguments? So sometimes you don't know how many parameters you will pass. You will get a situation that you don't know, right? So either you will pass uh, two parameters, three parameters, you don't know, right? So in those cases, you will have a concept called this variable length arguments. In that, you need to understand two things: positional and keyword arguments. Let's say I'm just printing values, and then I don't know how many numbers I will pass. I will keep this format. So variable length will be given with a double star here. Sorry, not double star, single star. So if you are giving this one, so I will take n number of parameters. I'm telling my function that I don't know the specific parameters. Here I know because like I have only two, but here I don't know how many things I will get. So that's why I will keep this star here. Now if I want to print those things, numbers, print num. Okay, that's it. Now you can call this one. If I print 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, maybe if I use my name, see, it is accessing and it is printing. Clear? In this case, you can use like a variable length parameters.
Okay.
And let's say you want to pass like a keyword arguments. Okay, keyword arguments, right? So a keyword argument is nothing but you want to pass as a some specific values. Let's say I want to give the name as specific to that, and let's say if I want to give the country to India, right? You want to specify the key and value, right? In those cases, you can use like a keyword arguments. Maybe if I use print details and I will have keyword arguments will be passed in a double star. Okay. Now I will take that key comma value in keywords. I mean, it will just return like a dictionary format, so we can access with the items. And you can print f string of key and value. Okay, this is what I have written. Now let's see how do I access it. So I can just pass name equal to that, and then country equal to India. Okay, if I'm writing like this, see, I'm passing a entire keyword key. I'm passing key comma value, right? So I can pass like this. This is called key value arguments. And yeah, return statements we already saw. So returns are nothing but you will write in a return way. You can also return multiple values also. So currently a plus b we are returning only one. You can also return any kind of a multiple return statements also. Okay. Return multiple values. Let's say I want to return what are the values also. What you passed, right? I will write like this and print or print maybe and 3 comma 4, and I am expecting 3 values here, correct? So those 3 values must be first thing is sum, correct? I'm getting a sum here. Okay, let me write total, first value, second value, right? This is all. So if you print total, let me copy this, right? This is all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are some basics about the functions. Yeah. So like we just understood that how to introduction to function and how to define a function, right? So here we understood how to define a function, the basic syntax, and how do you call it, right? You just call with the parameters, and function parameters we understood, like keyword parameters, default parameters, okay, and then variable length arguments and return statement with one and multiple. So these are some basics you need to understand. So yeah, I just wanted to stop here, and then maybe we'll discuss the remaining concepts in the next class. Okay.
Okay.
Lambda, map, filter, and next. Clear? So
Okay.
tomorrow, most probably it's a evening class, Megha. I will let you know because tonight I'm traveling to other place. So based on that, I will let you know if the class is around. Okay?
Tomorrow morning for me? Like
No,
for evening, right?
for me, evening, Sunday morning is fine. Yeah. If there is a class, I will take on your Sunday morning. That is my
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll chat about the group.